Grand Risings, what's going on, guys? You've got Black Cactus owner-operator Terence Latimer coming live at the shadows of the Joshua Tree National Park. Was just on the other side of the hill over there, and wanted to give some insight into the Black Cactus Co-Working retreat, or the retreats product that we offer, where teams and orgs of all sizes are able to come out to the Joshua Tree National Park area and find a little peace and pace. And what I mean by that, just in terms of my professional background, I've been in the digital media space for the better part of, 15 years or so. I had a background in digital ad sales. I took that and parlayed that into a organization. I was a CEO of a small food technology brand, which I ran for about 7 years before I found myself out here in the Joshua Tree National Park area, downtown Twentynine Palms specifically. That being said, I sort of found myself out here in a bit of a random circumstance. More on that at a different time. But, I would just argue that I wasn't planning on sticking out here very long. And with time, I ended up uncovering and finding a little bit of a home out here. And most of that, I would say, is a direct result of being able to unplug a bit. Now, as someone that was born and raised in Los Angeles, who went to college in New York, also spent some time in Texas, I've always considered myself to be sort of a hustle and bustle sort of guy. I love networking. I love working hard. I love the hustle culture. And, again, circumstances just sort of found me out here. That being said, I launched Black Cactus Co-Working about 2 years ago. We actually just hit our 2-year anniversary, and that's something that I couldn't be prouder of. Now, we launched our corporate retreats product at the end of last year, just based off of what we were seeing, in the market, what we were seeing as a result of teams needing the ability to take advantage, in my opinion, of some of the peace and pace that I just got done describing. And that, more often than not, when our teams are in the thick of things, it becomes a little bit challenging, a little bit difficult to separate out the inner noise from the outer noise. And what do we mean by that? Well, considering the complexity of getting things done, it's a little bit of a challenge to sometimes get things done together. And particularly when we're having to deal with concepts related to dates and deadlines, right? We've all have these big projects, individual tasks and deliverables that we're focused on. And typically we are reliant on our teammates in order to fully execute. And just like a team, it becomes really important for us to develop, or to have the time, I should say, to develop, establish, and reinforce concepts related to trust, right? Trust and safety, particularly psychological safety amongst teams, is something that I can tell you has been the biggest game changer in my career in terms of being successful or unsuccessful, right? Whereas if you can't trust the teammate to the left or your right in order to get a job done, in order for you to get your job done, well, typically we're all going to fail. Now, being able to develop that psychological trust and safety in a game time environment can be a little bit tricky, right? It's high stakes. We're trying to win right now. Whereas the benefit of a corporate retreat or being able to take some time away from the game is an opportunity for us to practice together, right? Which is ultimately what it's about, and which was one of the reasons why we decided to launch the corporate retreats product at Black Cactus Co-Working, is that we are tired of hearing stories from our friends and our peers related to some of the challenges that they were having developing wins, developing successes with members of their team. And so, goodness, what else can I say? Taking time away to unplug and develop some of that camaraderie, particularly during my early days in digital ad sales, those were among some of my favorite moments, right? Whether it was a networking happy hour, a conference that we all went to, or a team dinner, being able to take time away from work to recognize the humanity of your teammate is a experience and a value which, in my opinion, just can't be quantified. Particularly, for our friends in major markets like LA, New York, Miami, Joshua Tree is just like such a wonderful way to get away from the hustle and bustle of the major city. In addition to having some really great real estate and opportunities to connect with a great Airbnb, the natural environment is inspiring and provides some opportunities for teams to get outside, get out in nature, and recognize that we're all in this together. And whether or not you're able to take advantage of this particular retreat, I would just encourage you to remember the possibilities when your team is operating at a high level. And so much of that is ensuring time and space with one another to develop some of that trust, that camaraderie, so that when it's game time, you're able to execute and to win.